not. Coach David Patrick is here. Coach, I swear we walked into the studio today and Satan was sitting in the corner just listening to KSFM like it was nothing.
This feels like my office on the weekend. I'm cool, man. That sounds like my office on the weekends. You know, shut the air off over here now.
Man, they got you on that DMX. It's dark and hell is hot, huh?
Okay, yeah. Real talk. We want to get to basketball and Sac State. Coach, have you ever watched Raising Kanan?
I have. That's my man from Ghost, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we were talking about the season finale earlier. I was like, I wonder if Coach ever got into the Power universe over here.
I got stuck on like Power 3, season 3 or season 4, I think. And so I got to catch up. Don't tell me what goes on now. I haven't got to where the Suns I just finished The Wire, man. So shoot, I'm just getting caught up.
Oh, there you go. So that was your first time watching it?
The Wire, but the Power is like I'm still like season 4 right now.
Oh, okay. Coach, you're a few weeks away from you're still a few weeks away from your home opener, man. How do you approach training camp? Like, how do you kind of, because new coach, I know a lot of new players. How do you kind of set the tone for trying to get yourself ready for that first game?
Look, it's funny. I was talking to one of my mentors this morning named Brendan Surrey, coach with the Detroit Pistons with Chuck Daly, and I was like, man, now I got to get down to my core 7 or 8. I think that first few weeks of training camp, everybody kind of gets an even shot of playing, and then I think the good teams get to their rotation quickly, and so that's where we're at. We tip off November 7th, as you mentioned, at UCLA. So we have 2 scrimmages. We've had one scrimmage which I can't talk about this past weekend. They're called secret scrimmages, but somehow they're on Twitter. And then we have another one this weekend as well. And I think how these kids play in these scrimmages, depict who's going to play for you opening night.
Are you guys at the point, Coach, where they want to play some games? I know how the practices have been going. They've been going hard. They've been intense. Is there a point in this whole process, like in the preseason process before you get to games, where you got to guard against the players, things may be becoming a little stale and losing focus? Or is there a moment like that? And are you guys at the point where you got to be aware of that?
Yeah, no, definitely. We're at the point where we need to play against somebody else. They're sick of hearing me every day. And, we're preparing for the same opponent, which is ourselves every day. Now it's finally good to prepare for somebody else, and take what we've been teaching them onto the floor, because it does get old, and the one thing in our sport's year round. We practice in the spring, we practice in the summer, we practice in the fall, and then games start in the winter. And so, I try to have balance, but I know these guys are ready to get out there and play somebody else.
Yeah. Coach, you still got like 3 weeks left. How do you keep it fresh?
I think by flipping up practice, I think if it's the same kind of practice regime every day, you got to keep them on their toes. Today at 5:00, we got to open practice to the public and coaches and whoever in the city. And so just try to do some things a little bit different, try to change practice times. I had the guys over to my house this past weekend on Friday night. So try to throw some fun activities in there with them, because it can get old, man. These kids are on apps all day, so they flip an app quick. So they're ready to flip practice, but also they got to know I got to know there's work to be done. Every team's in the same position we are, and the guys that get bored, they're usually the teams that fall on the short end of the stick early in the year.
Man, it's interesting you say that about the open practice, because I was wondering if schools still do Midnight Madness, and it feels like they don't. I know, we got some connects. I think Duke did something.
Had one, yeah.
But it's not the same as it used to be, right? Like it used to be.
No.
I thought it was like November 1st, midnight. They'd have this big old thing. It doesn't seem like they do it the same way in college hoops no more.
It doesn't, man. The one thing is we've moved practice up, because Midnight Madness used to be like October 15th or November 1st. Now we're starting practice in September, which is still football season, which is crazy to me. And I think now unless you're having a concert on your campus, I'm sure Duke had a rap artist or somebody come on campus. It's kind of become a social media event more than a practice, and those days are gone. We try to do something next week for our donors, but the Midnight Madness per se is kind of out the window.
Coach, if you need me to rap, I'll be the come here. You know, I
Done,
don't
man,
free.
because them lyrics my man Ryan Bork be giving me to put out there ain't real good, man. Because please, them little instrumentals ain't working. Yeah.
What do you listen to, Coach? What's on your playlist on your way to practice?
Man, I'm like 90s rap, 2000 rap, or I'm 90s R&B. So I can go either way. And that's kind
Yeah,
of
I
my
would say
era.
I think you're an R&B dude, coach. That's what I see from
Yeah.
you, man. I think you got that R&B in you.
Yeah, some days, but I gotta let them dudes know I got some NWA in me too. Man. So hey,
Coach, Coach, Coach said that with a tone like that happened today.
You're right. Right.
I don't feel like practice was great today. Coach had a vibe with that line.
Oh man, it depends if my daughter's in my car or not, man.
There you go. Understandable. Is there any it was quite the atmosphere on campus this weekend. Can you and your team take any motivation from what Troy Taylor and the football team is doing right now?
Oh man, it's amazing. Troy and his staff and their will to fight that thing out at the end of the game was sensational. You know, for me, for that game to be on national TV, and we recruit globally and nationally. You know, it's amazing how many people around the world saw that game. You know, I know us here in Sacramento, we're excited for it, but I'm getting tweets from Australia, New Zealand, Louisiana about that game, and so it's put our brand out there. I think Troy has raised the bar of where Sacramento State athletics should be and can get to, and just so excited for our recruits that were able to see Sacramento State in that light in a winning way.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome to see, man. And I keep telling you, coach, man, I mean the synergy between what the football program is doing, what you guys, the energy that you're bringing here, and the hope that the basketball team has. Baseball's done some good things in the past as well. I mean, it's just a good time right now for Sac State athletics, man, and even the women's basketball team. They're doing their thing as well. So it's just an exciting time, and a time that as somebody who's been born and raised here, I don't feel like I've seen since I even knew Sac State existed. I haven't seen this type of energy right now that you guys are helping bring.
No, it's been great. Obviously, it starts at the top with Mark Orr, our AD, and our president, as I talked about last week, President Nelson. But I think all those coaches you talked about, women's basketball, Troy, Reggie at baseball. I think the one unique thing about here is we all get along and all kind of pull for each other. I think I've been at some big Power Five places where it's kind of compartmentalized and don't
Mhm.
worry about what I'm doing. I think there's a support there. You know, our guys are out at every football game and stay to the end cheering them on. That's not always the case. There's sometimes some jealousy there, which hasn't crept in. And so that's the great thing about Sacramento State and the university, that we all support each other as well, and the city.
Yeah.
Coach, can you talk to me about free throws for a minute?
Please.
Yeah, the Kings are struggling from the foul line, and as a coach, as a player, you know, you played at the highest levels and all of that, and now you're coaching at these high levels. What are free throws? Is it mental? Is it fatigue? Is it skill? Like what is it?
A lot of it's mental, right? I think they can go in the gym on their own and make them. So a lot of them getting in the moment. I think as a coach, you've got to put them in some situations to shoot free throws when they're tired in practice. But I've done it both ways, man. I've never talked about free throws and guys made free throws. I've worked on free throws every day, and they can't make a shot when they get in the game. So a lot of it is the mental aspect and the repetition of it. I know for us here, because it was an issue for us early here, we've had the guys come back in the afternoons to get in extra shots, you know, because all they want to do is shoot 3-pointers now, like Steph. They don't want to get there and shoot free throws. So that's a lot of it. But I think even at the highest level, as Coach Brown, I'm sure, is dealing with this, these guys go through, you can't control what's in between those two ears, and you're hopeful that they step up, have the confidence, and knock them down. They win games at the end of the day.
You know what's interesting about that, coach, when you talk about they just want to shoot threes and all this other stuff, and I understand it, but I've always, because I train these kids as well, these young kids, and I always tell them, hey, use free throw shooting as a form of working on your form and your mechanics. You know what I mean? You get to the line, you're shooting 100 free throws. Like you may feel like you're not getting anything done, but man, you're getting that muscle memory up for the mid range, your deep threes, and all this other stuff. where it just becomes second nature. But like you said, they don't really see it that way. They're like, oh, I shot 10 free throws. Now I'm ready to go. Man, what?
Yeah,
You need to be making them in your
You got to
sleep.
put some pressure on them free throws, man. You got to put them in pressure situations and practice some kind of way, whether it's 20 in a row as a team before you leave. At least that's our deal. So let your teammates get on you. Feel some kind of pressure to where that you put them in those situations, game like situations. But man, if I had the cure, I'd be making a lot of money, man, because everyone's dealing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Coach,
sure.
we appreciate you, man. Go put some Johnny Gill and Bobby Brown on. I think
Done.
you had a tough
Done.
practice. Go get that R&B Coach Patrick
Done,
version
man.
going for the rest of the afternoon.
Throw that new edition on.
Done, man. Done. New edition. Aaron Hall, I'm on with it, guy. I'm good to go.
Oh man, he didn't
Yeah, man.
We appreciate
I
you,
had to
Coach.
eliminate one dude. I had to eliminate one guy that got in trouble last year. I know what I'm talking about. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We all still feeling the effects of that.
Coach,
All right.
Coach, be honest. You really eliminated it.
You gonna make him do that on the air,
Coach?
I got kids. Hey man, I got women, children. I'm out. They're done.
There you go. I'm just saying, Coach, because there are some people who say,
don't look over here.
There are some people who say they've eliminated it.
You can check my search history. I've cleaned it up.
I love it.
Oh man, we appreciate you, Coach. Look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks as always.